Hello, everybody. What's up? My name is Gally.
And I am Knight.
And welcome back to
the Great Ace Eternity, where everything is upside down.
I'm going to say before we got into this screen, when we were on the main screen, it was actually a different scene. And it's like, we've been in that other courtroom for so long that it's like, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. It is neat that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I already read this last time.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago?
So you believe me, you just want me to prove
You
it?
successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence.
Well, yes, if you're claiming you're innocent, there has to be proof to it.
I have to get Satsuno-san to believe me. The sticker?
Yeah.
This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember working really hard to make it. But I'll never forget how Kasuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Do we flip it over, or...
No, I think it's because, like...
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kasuma always put it back in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kasuma. I mean, aside from being his devoted lover, like, how much more evidence do you need?
Technically, I do know a way you could have done it, but not the point.
Was it capable in this time,
Yeah.
like, era? That's the word.
It's called, technically you, like, tape glue, whatever, to the one side of the door. Get in and carefully close it so that when it closes, it hits the other side. I am not a loser. I just have creative thinking skills. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, which, by the way, if it was firmly both sides, it would be different. Anyway. I can see why Asama thought so highly of you. I'm not going with that today. Or like the sound.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me off the floor? I don't want to keep doing the dinosaur.
You can do that. It's fine. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't stop you from investigating in here, at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me? No.
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in place.
What does she think I am? Houdini?
What year is this?
I don't know. You know these games, not me.
Houdini's American, though, so I don't know if he would actually know. Though he was pretty well known.
I'm Robin Williams.
May he rest in peace.
You know, next year it'll be a decade since he died.
Really that long?
2014?
For some reason I thought it was 16. You gonna Google that?
I don't want to besmirch anybody.
Either way, it was tragic.
Of course it was.
And the way people responded to his fucking daughter was awful. Like, seriously.
Yeah, 2014.
Oh, wow. No,
Phone checking. I mean, fact checking.
your phone is loud when you put it down.
But my chair is quiet when I lean.
Yeah, well, you have a new one, unlike me, see? Well, I just did the same, just so you could hear it.
All right, let's get to work, Suso-san.
Please don't misunderstand me or mispronounce my name. Because some reason you went Sususu. Susato.
I'm about to call you bitch.
I would break your face. But anyway.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you to using your conjuring tricks to destroy the evidence, for example.
Right. This bitch is nuts!
Well, considering in these series of games, there's been a lot of people who have destroyed evidence.
Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examining everything I can. Kasuma, I swear, I will avenge you!
Meanwhile, he's just taking a bathroom break.
Oh, there's another guy in here who didn't say shit?
Well, he wasn't addressed. Also, I keep trying to go that way. Oh, wrong button. Sorry, I was responding to my cat.
The boy.
The boy. Here comes the boy. Sup, Ryan? It was your birthday yesterday. You're all 4 years old now. Hello.
Goodbye. He's still in the room.
Yeah, but he's by the door.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks... Oh, that's me. It looks as though his last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Put a blue ball print!
Yeah!
Are you serious?
That's out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may be departed from this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
No, I started without thinking.
You do that a lot.
I know, thinking's overrated. Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, you know. And in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? No, she doesn't care about you. She just wants to throw you in the sack.
She does care, or she wouldn't be letting you do this.
What's
oh
the
dear,
matter?
that won't do, sorry. Hit the button. Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? I just did that! Yes, worthwhile breaking. I was doing that.
Yeah, let's do that.
We
Suppose my
already
field of
were.
vision has been rather small until now.
We already were.
Okay, we already checked that. What about the bottle?
I was doing this first.
Hmm.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
You know I was in there.
Yeah, no, but
That's actually how I stowed away on the vessel. I was brought on board inside the case.
Ah, yes, I see. It says this way up in Japanese.
Which is, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read that.
Kazuma would have figured that out, but he still let it happen.
What an ass! I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Damn! She definitely knew they were a thing. Well, it was less painful than the Setsuno takedown.
I can examine the chair.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place.
Okay, so no chair.
Wait, what's that?
We'll get to that. We're doing this side. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? It would have taken a long fucking time for him to get Japan to the UK.
Yeah, 54 days.
Yeah, because, like, being in the Americas, it's like, oh, Japan's just like,
Hop, skip, and a jump
you
away.
go across, but it's like, you have to go through continents.
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage your own secret hideout.
Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Never did get to Narnia, god damn it.
It's okay. There's a very bitchy witch in there.
Last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. But that makes it sound like you believe me.
See, that's the thing. I think she believes you, but because the way, like, evidence is everything, it's like, I believe you. That's why I'm letting you look for proof. Because I need proof before I can let you do anything. You know? This is, yes, it's a Belcourt contraption, I think. You can call the evil stepsisters.
No,
Yeah.
technically the evil stepsister.
Yeah,
oh, wait, yeah, never mind. They had those for her in the kitchen
Yeah.
to bring the tea.
And technically she could call back to, like, say some things with it, too, but, you know. But that was the thing with, like, that's how you summon the servants. It's like, hey, I need this.
Yeah. Come to this room at once.
And each one was labeled to as and where it was being called from.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Like I said.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Oh my god, she has kitty mouth. Ow. Shall we give it a little try? No. Not yet, anyway.
Yes, in the interest of cultural research, obviously. She does have her moments of, like, I want to do it. But, you know, Japanese girl, trying to be refined. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No. I'm sure just everyone is busy, that's all.
Truthfully, it's probably because it's like, this
You're-
is the room of the murder.
Yeah. This is a fucking crime scene!
Anyways, here's your vent. I think the opening is some kind of ventilator.
A whole thing.
A hole through which fresh air can be circulated into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Excuse me. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. Which, I will say in defense of that, it actually does make sense, especially on a ship, because the air sail circulates in a bigger area, technically, by connecting the rooms, but you don't exactly want to risk, like, sea air coming in or whatever, right?
Ugh.
All the time.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to outside?
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way into when the seas are rough or something like that.
I guess. Maybe that's it.
Just saying, like, you would have portholes where you can close them, but that still allows, like, the air circulation. Is there anything for the bed?
So all they were doing was hanky-panky there, dear.
Yeah, pieces. What about this? Is that walkie-talkie? You don't know. You know what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just said what it was.
Should I mention for people in case they don't know? Because
You should go for
pretty
it.
much the old-fashioned way of you talk through this, the sound travels through the tubes, and so you can communicate with people. You know, like the idea of the can on string. Did that ever work for you? Never worked for me.
I don't know. Actually, surprisingly, I ran into someone I knew when I ran into next door neighbor, Monica, with her son. And remember her son being wee?
Yeah, he's probably old now.
No longer wee, but apparently he remembers when I was there doing photography for school. And it's like, how come you can remember something that vividly and you were fucking 3? But, like, if you ask me, I'm like, dude, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
I remember something when I was...
It was Captain Crunch and Nesquik.
Both of them?
Sort of.
I had hot dogs. So healthy. These yours are the breakfast food.
I was gonna say, quick in the comments, which one sounds worse for me to have?
To be fair, I don't... Due to the medical reasons, I sleep through morning and get up in time for lunch. So technically that was lunch.
Brunch.
Yeah.
Lunch
Mostly
fist.
because, like, my body works better the later the day it is, so I stay up late and then get up late. Anyway,
Excuse me.
yeah, I remember some from I was 2. It's possible. Mind you, mine was a little more traumatic.
Keep going.
It was just stitches.
The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look. They've all toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. If it is god of the sea, do you think it's Poseidon?
No, it's not a mermaid tail.
Poseidon doesn't always have a mermaid tail. Just because he's fucking Little Mermaid doesn't mean
That's Trident, you twit!
Who do you think his dad probably was?
It was Poseidon, yes. Just saying.
No, but Poseidon's not always looks with a mermaid tail. Also,
True, he doesn't in Hercules, I don't think.
no, actually, most things I've seen, it doesn't. And plus, technically, he was originally the head of gods. If you want to go way back in history, somehow he got replaced with Zeus. Anyway,
Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. Everything mown down at once. That's not the same thing. Ransacking is when you steal stuff.
no, ransacking technically is when you knock over things to steal stuff. Like you are pushing that stuff out of the way and throwing it everywhere. That's the ransacking part.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of a show I used to watch. What?
Well, either you're gonna delve or you're gonna keep going.
Okay, so I used to watch this show where it was pretty much a former thief and like another guy who helped monitor with permission. Like he would go by people's houses and look them like over and was like, okay, pick them. And then they asked the homeowners like, hey, can I pretend to rob your house? Like go in, do what a robber would do, just to test your security and stuff. And yeah, it was terrifying. Like, he was more gentle than an actual robber would be, because it was for a show, but it was like...
To show that your security is not as safe as you think.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, that's half the time it's like, oh, look, that place has this giant party in the backyard, people are coming in and out, I'm going there, because they couldn't even tell you who was there. And he could surveillance the whole place. Mm-hmm. And it's like, good thing I'm an introvert. Also, didn't like going to places with dogs. Dogs are usually more of a deterrent than the actual security system. Though some of them were really good security systems. In some houses, they're like, okay, this is better than I thought it was. But anyway, I forgot what it was called, but I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma during his morning sword training, do you think?
No.
I know why it is. But we won't get into that until way later. Oh, excuse me.
We're gonna be here for 4 months again, aren't we?
Maybe 3.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. This one I don't think is as long. It was you, Naruhado-san, in a fit of rage.
God. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, though?
Yes. Well, I thought that was you. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Guess she thought she really doesn't like Naruto-san. He's neither straight and is a mess.
Jesus Christ. But also, no.
What?
You're messing up the crime scene, you bitch.
Yeah.
Or will they fall over again?
What's this? You hate it when I do that, don't you?
These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria?
Buria. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. But there's a fucking sword on the ground.
Technically, they're requests.
What? Why are you staring at me?
Good boy. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be here. There's a fucking sword on the ground.
It's not fucking, it's immobile.
That's a candle!
I know, but I was checking
Get
around
the
for a
ink
second.
stain.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking murder your ass.
I know.
Did Kasuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his fingers into the spillage. I think I'm just not used to her name yet, being me. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine.
Suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, wasn't he? I'm sorry, partner. But I can't read your writing.
That's because it's Russian. I don't think that's Japanese now, Hado-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Ask the guy next to the door!
How would that do?
Oh my god, how long has he been there?
I don't know. We'll figure out next time.
Seriously, how long was he fucking standing there?
He just showed up.
Poof, he's not there anymore. Fucking ass.
Anyway,
This has been Gally.
this has been nice.
See y'all next time.
Bye bye.